channel. So today I'm going to be doing another one of my gossip videos. The last one I posted, a couple people said that they wanted to see an Ash Trevino version. Now I'm not going to call this a celebrity gossip because I don't consider Ash Trevino to be a celebrity, more of like an internet personality or a content creator. But I decided that I would kind of do a little bit of a breakdown of who Ash Trevino is and a little bit of her lore. I honestly think if I made a video talking about everything, this video would maybe be the longest video on YouTube because there's so many things happening here, and I haven't really been 100% sure if I wanted to like stay unbiased. I think it's going to be a little bit difficult to hide my opinions on Ash Trevino as I make this video, to be honest with you. But we're going to go kind of through her timeline of controversies, and I'm going to give you a bit of a background on who Ash Trevino is in case you're not familiar. It feels like if you're not on TikTok, you probably do not know who she is. I have a couple friends that aren't on TikTok, and I had to like really give them the Ash Trevino lore. So I'm basically going to do that with all of you guys, all of my friends on here. So sit back, get a snack, get a drink. We're gonna get started. Okay, so if you're not familiar with who Ash Trevino is, she is from Texas and she's in her late 30s, I believe. I want to say late 30s. She's from Texas and she does live streams on TikTok. That's like kind of her thing. She doesn't make, like, she doesn't have a niche, you know, like she's not out here making fashion content or, you know, makeup content or ASMR content. Like, she just goes live, and her very controversial actions are what have drawn in an audience. And it's kind of like a car crash. Like, you know, it's hard to look away as you're driving by. Like, it's like, you know you shouldn't look, but it's hard to look away. I've never actually been on one of Ash Trevino's lives. I just always get little clips from these accounts that clip her lives and post them on TikTok. Like the controversial parts of her life, they get posted on TikTok. That is how I've seen everything. The actual controversy with Ash started in 2023 because she got married to a man who was incarcerated for murdering a man. So I think he's on a life sentence, and she married him. Unclear how they met, honestly. I do not know that part, but she married this man who was incarcerated for murdering another man, and is very, you know, proud to have married that man. She actually this past week got divorced, so she was very proud to be married to him though at this time, and would kind of brag on live about being married to an inmate, and if I'm not mistaken, this was the second incarcerated man. Like, she had previously been in a relationship, maybe not married, but in a relationship with another incarcerated man prior to marrying this man with the last name Trevino. That is how she got the last name, and she kept her last name Trevino even after getting divorced this past week, which, you know, to each their own, but she is divorced as of now. So that's a little bit of an update for you. So if you want to know something crazy, this actually happened this past week as well. She was on live, and I think it was the daughter of the man who was murdered was on her live, and I didn't really get all the details from the clips that I saw, but it seemed like the daughter was calling Ash some inappropriate names, offensive names, and Ash proceeded to be on live saying that the man who passed away deserved it, and all this, defending her ex-husband, and that was crazy. Like, that was actually crazy. So that also did happen, and then the next day she came on making it seem like she was apologizing, but she also kind of said she didn't regret anything she said, so she really wasn't apologizing. Beyond me, literally beyond me. I would say there's two other big controversies with Ash Trevino. There's her daughters, who, you know, people generally think she is mistreating, and then there was her involvement with men who were much younger than her, minors, and we're gonna get into both of those. So Ash has two daughters, one who is closer to like 18, I believe, and then the other who is around 15. So these two daughters do not have beds in Ash's home. They sleep on air mattresses, which is insane because Ash makes a good amount of money off of these TikTok lives. Like, she quit her day job, which she worked at a dentist office as a receptionist, but she quit this day job for her pursuit of social media and live streaming, and she was making a good amount of money live streaming. I think she said she's made, several $1,000s in a day just off of her live streaming, so a good amount of money. Definitely more than enough money to purchase your children beds, proper mattresses and bed frames and all that stuff. But she has not done so, and she's constantly getting dragged for spending her money on things like designer purses and other designer items and not purchasing her daughter's beds. And now that's just really like messed up, and you can't not look at that and just assume Ash is a bad person. I can't even try to give a benefit of the doubt for something like that, because it's just like, how do you not have beds for your kids? You know what I mean? So there's that. There was another situation where Ash's youngest daughter was going through medical issues, having, a sickness of whatever, just medical troubles. And Ash was offering her live viewers, this information as to what was going on in exchange for gifts on TikTok Live, which is essentially like the money donations or whatever, not donations, but like in exchange for sending money in to her live, she was revealing what was wrong with her daughter. So yeah, that's insane as well. Like, like you would expect a mother to protect her child and keep that information private, and it's just really messed up too, because her children are of high school age, right? So there's no way all of their classmates and people they're going to school with are not on TikTok seeing their train wreck of a mother on live, and then not only embarrassing herself, but by doing that, inherently also embarrassing them. But then talking about her private information is just crazy as well, and it's beyond inappropriate. Speaking of inappropriate, Ash's other controversy was inappropriate relations that she had with a minor named Santos, who apparently is an acquaintance of her oldest daughter. So she would have him on her lives, in her home, on her lives, and just had a very inappropriate relationship with him, given that she's pushing 40 and he was, I think, 19 or 18, something like that. Which is, obviously inappropriate on so many different levels, especially if he started off as her daughter's acquaintance. Like what does that mean? Used vulgar language and slurs to offend different groups of people on numerous different occasions, and it's always words that like anyone would know were offensive. Like, it's just so inappropriate on so many different levels, and she constantly finds herself in trouble on these lives for getting heated and then just going after a whole group of people. It's really insane. I'm also seeing on Google right now that Trevino and her associates were involved in a disturbance at a San Antonio restaurant, leading to multiple arrests for unlawful carrying of a weapon. Trevino claimed to have paid for her associates' bail and defended her actions on social media. I'm going to be honest, I don't really know what that one's about, so I'm not going to get too far into that. And then, again, we have the financial exploitation allegations of her daughters, right? Like, she's going on live, exploiting all this information about her kids as if they don't have friends and classmates that are viewing these lives. It's so unfair to her daughters. A couple weeks ago, maybe around a month ago, some other social media content creator had flown both Ash and both of her daughters out to Florida to film a podcast segment. This was also pretty controversial for both parties, because this creator is a member of a content house that they make kind of not safe for work content on OnlyFans. So this was very controversial that the creator of that page had invited Ash's minor daughters to the house, and it was also controversial that Ash brought them there, so it was viewed as inappropriate from both sides. But she had both the daughters and Ash on a podcast and basically grilled Ash for all of the inappropriate things she's been doing, and Ash didn't really seem to care. She kind of took everything as a joke and laughed at everything, and I don't think she realized that she was being interrogated. Like, it really showed that she thought it was all a joke and she thought it was a bit. But this creator hosting the podcast was actually just ripping into her the whole time, and it kind of backfired on both of them, honestly. If you want my honest opinion, I think it's probably in Ash Trevino's best interest to hop off social media. I don't think there's really much she can do at this point to try and retrace her steps and defend herself. I think all of the evidence, all the proof, the proof is in the pudding. Like, we've seen what you've put out, and it's not appropriate, and it's harmful to her daughters, to her family, to herself as well. Like, she just keeps digging herself a bigger hole. If any of you guys have any other thoughts about this, do let me know in the comments. And if you guys have anyone else that you would like me to talk about, or any other internet drama, gossip, just let me know in the comments below. I will see you guys in my next video, and as always, thank you so much for all of your support. I'll see you guys next time.